Hello, welcome to Off the Job, a trade podcast. I am Pete Withers, Plumber Tales, not anymore. Tradie Tales.
Oh, we're doing an intro here as well.
Why
I'm
not?
Keiran.
Why not? It's Keiran, Trade Apps. Yeah, and today we have a very special guest. My good friend, the CT1 queen herself, Nicola Walsh. Welcome to my canteen.
Oh,
Flew all the way from Ireland.
Yes, and I'm also in uniform. I also work here.
Yeah.
I know.
You know, I have to get my embroidered thing
On
there.
brand.
And
You're looking amazing, let me just say. Yeah.
only been up since 3 o'clock this morning.
Yeah, thank you for flying over.
Oh,
I thought you
so
might stick around for a couple of days, but you're actually going home tonight.
Yeah, well, I'm in the UK obviously a lot, but no, I have to get back to business tomorrow in the office and stop pretending I'm working when I'm away.
She don't mean that. Don't mean that. But I know, no, thanks. We really appreciate you coming over. So we want to know a little bit about, get you on here, we'll have a chat. We're mates, aren't we, and all that, you know what I mean? So we'll have a little chat. Right, because a lot of viewers might want to know how CT1 started off, or like, where's the journey from CT1?
Well, as a lot of people know now, it's a family-run business. That's no secret. Obviously, a lot of people know Jimmy, the CEO, from the shows and awards.
We know him, and his jokes. He's brilliant at jokes, isn't he? Better than me.
He likes to think so, yeah.
Better than me.
And my mum is also the CEO, and they began the business like 25 years ago. And they were always into, obviously, they were in the manufacturing side of things back then, and they discovered a product, a sealant kind of product that was used for, really, it was for manufacturing back then. And they realised in the building trade, they did a lot of research, and they realised that there was a massive niche in the industry for a really good product that could replace 7 or 8 products in the one product. They realised that the standards of building had gone up, but the technology and products weren't actually matching. So there was a huge gap in the industry, and they couldn't believe what they had seen. So obviously this took a lot of time and research and development, and decided then to further develop that product, but put it basically into a tube and develop CT1, a construction sealant and adhesive in the one. It had never been done before. And that's really how it all started. So they discovered this, and obviously registered and patented CT1 and developed the technology over the years. So we were the first to introduce a hybrid polymer. And what happened then was they realised as well that, again, the building industry needed even more from hybrid polymers, because your houses are being, better constructed, engineering. So a lot of the products were failing, their adhesive components, their sealant components, that you need more antibacterial, various other components were needed in the product. So they developed hybrid. So it's now a step further than a hybrid, and it's 3 times stronger than any other hybrid polymer on the market. So that's why it's a tribrid, because 3 times stronger and 3 times the strength, and so on. So that's kind of like, in a really nutshell, the past 20 years.
Can I ask this as well? I mean, if I've got it wrong, but tribrid is yours, isn't it?
Yes.
So if there's any other company out there that says it's tribrid, that's...
No, that's, we have that. We've actually global registered that. They made the mistake, and Jimmy and Monica would have said that years ago, they made the mistake that they didn't register the terminology hybrid back then, so they didn't make that mistake again. Other sealant manufacturers have come out with a tri-polymer.
Right.
And try this, but, a lot of people, as it's well known in the industry, a lot of people do like to copy what we're doing.
I've had the same thing. That's why I've had to change my name. Somebody else went out and called themselves Plumber Tales. I was like, you know what? You ain't going to be Plumber Tales. You can be Tradie Tales. Do you know what I mean? That's what I done.
That means you're doing a good thing if people are copying you.
That's the way of looking at it.
Setting a trend, Nick.
Setting a trend. So tribrid is registered as ours throughout globally. But there are other sealant manufacturers out there that knows that they have a tri-polymer or and they're trying to use that terminology.
They're trying, isn't they?
They're trying.
They're very trying. Very trying.
You
can have that one, Jim.
Was you around? Not around, but was you part of that process sort of at the start? When did you sort of get
during
involved?
the business? I mean, I was always kind of in the background. I mean, obviously, I formed my own career in marketing. I worked for the Irish Sea Fisheries Board. JC2Co, the head office of the JC2Co in Dublin, the Billboard Outdoor Media Company, and so on. So I was always like there when it was all happening. And my parents at the time wanted me more involved, and I was like, no, I just want to get, stealing something, it's not glamorous. Yeah. It turns out it's very glamorous. So I formed my own career and went to Australia. And then I started doing the marketing for CT1 then and slowly, and that was like 15, 16 years ago. So I was doing the marketing and giving, sending over proposals to outdoor media. I come home once a year and, we then sat down and looked at the market plan. So it kind of started from that. Obviously the brand grew. And then I was kind of like, it's crunch time. Are you going to come home and do this for real? Are you going to...
How long was you in Australia for then?
10 years.
Okay,
10 years,
long time.
I thought I detected an Australian accent.
Did you? Yeah. You could, I mean, I try and hide it.
Say throw some shrimps on the barbie.
Was it initially just for like a 1 year sort of work holiday type thing? Or?
Yeah. So I went there for a year initially, and then, you get there and I thought, oh my God, I'm not leaving here. I'm going to do what I can to stay. And I ended up getting my citizenship.
Was you in Sydney?
I was in Sydney, yes. There, and a cracking place. And
what's it like working in Australia?
Brilliant.
Is it? Yeah, because a lot of people do, like tradespeople like going there, didn't they? But I don't think it's too easy to get there now, is it, to work?
Well, no, to work, I mean, you have to, you can't just go over there on a whim and you have to have a qualification or a trade.
Yeah.
They're big on people going out there for trade. So I shouldn't be encouraging, young tradies to go over to Australia, but it is a fantastic place to work. Obviously the money, the lifestyle, and the heat is... and so a lot of nursing, hairdressers, beauticians. So for my line of work, marketing, it was actually quite hard to get a job in Australia because you have to prove to the Australian government that you can do the job better. Whereas there was a shortage of skills in terms of trades and hairdressing and beauty, so it was easier. So it wasn't as easy as just going on the beach and getting a visa.
I bet marketing's changed a lot there. What was the main part of marketing sort of 15 years ago, like for CT1?
Well, I mean, it's massively changed. I mean, a lot of, obviously, print, and we'll talk about that in a moment, print and outdoor and publications, but I'm still a big fan of publications as well because you have a lot of, like site engineers or kind of more senior people in the construction industry that love publications that might not necessarily...
We don't go on a computer or look at our phone.
Exactly.
Well, the old school.
Exactly. So back then it would have been more that, and obviously trade shows were the biggest thing, the one-to-one, and getting
that's
that
where
message
you get to
across.
connect to the tradespeople at these shows.
Yeah, for sure. Especially trying to demonstrate all the applications of CT1 and showing the value of why you should pay £10 for a sealant. Back then it was unheard of. Yeah. So you have to do it in the demonstration.
Yeah. But the trade shows are great. When we got to stand at the trade shows, there's always a little fuss about the CT1 stand and people coming and having a look, and it's still like you are part of the trade show thing, isn't you now? Do you know what I mean? You expect to see CT1 when you're at a trade show. Where's CT1 stand?
No.
You know you're going to see somebody, we might have a drink. Maybe.
Certainly, I mean, even in terms of the shows, the trade shows have massively changed because a lot of people have seen the CT1 demo. So we use that platform for showcasing new technology. But now they've kind of, we've adapted it and we like it having it be fun as well as work.
Yeah.
So we always have the saw on the stone competition or the hang in there challenge, or there's always something a bit, more interactive as well to get the influencers and the tradespeople. And then obviously all of our sales team and directors are all involved in that. And it's a really family kind of
it's
community.
lovely, isn't it? Yeah, when everyone's there and you're all getting on and people going out after and socialising with each other they haven't seen. And the CT1 guys, like the people in the back room and the staff there, they're great people.
Oh, brilliant people,
really, and they're really good fun.
Yeah.
And you just feel part of it.
A team makes the company, doesn't it?
Well,
if you've got a
definitely,
strong team.
Yeah, I mean, it's not obviously the product makes the company,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
it's not.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
the people that make the company.
They are the
Everybody-
Barcelona or Real Madrid of the sealants.
Yeah,
really.
that's how-
And
thank
they
you for
are,
saying
aren't they?
that.
You know, to be fair. You know what I mean?
No, definitely. I mean, anybody that's been, and that's why we call it a family. Everybody that's worked with CT1 has been there from the start. And we've only, lost a few. But those few were, that they were a few that were okay to go.
They done it for you.
Yeah, and anybody that did leave, there was some that left and thought, why did I leave and come back?
Yeah.
So we've had a lot of that, and we really do have a really good family, community-minded spirit. We all help each other, and we all lift each other up. We have a fantastic relationship with all of us, like all of the group directors. They've been there from the start, and then they have a team of sales, technical sales managers. But we're all part of the one brand. So when you see a CT1 van or rep rocking up, you know that it's all very uniformed and the same.
I think it's a good way to be, because a lot of companies, because obviously been going on for a long time.
Yeah.
Big companies. So a lot of companies go maybe too corporate because you're like friendly with everyone you work with.
Yeah.
Everyone appreciates that more and respects you. So I think sometimes companies grow and then they get too structured and you got to have structure there, but
Of course.
you need that balance of getting along with.
I think the thing is, and I noticed it as well, because obviously I've been on one of your training courses and all that, and Jimmy's held the demonstrations, and the way he talks to everyone's spoken to by name. So when he's talking to you and he's giving you like some advice or telling you about the product, he's talking directly to that person. He's using their name, and I really took that on board. That's how I know about tribal technology. You know what I mean? But it's very engaging, and it's everyone feels part of it, like from like down, not the bottom, but like, to the managing director, to the boss, to the people on the sales floor, everyone is treated as an equal.
Oh yeah, we are big
mean?
into that. Like everybody is, and even again, as you know, with our contingency of our influencers as well, like we have a big family and everybody gets treated fairly and everybody's treated the same. And we do that with everybody, and that's the same with everybody that works in this under the CT1 umbrella, from the CEO down to the directors, to the merchandisers, to everybody. They're all made feel.
Yeah, I think it's important to have that.
Yeah, definitely.
It's just a good culture, isn't it?
It's a really good work culture and really good social culture as well, of course. But it's not. Nobody's afraid to come up to the stand and approach Jimmy or any of our directors or myself. It's very approachable brand, and that's why when we did surveys, because we've often said obviously we're the number one brand, which we are. We've a number of surveys to back that up. We dug a little deeper, and that was with On the Tools, a plug for them. And we wanted to know, were we the most respected brand and trusted brand and liked brand? Because it's all well and being good, I've said this previously on a different podcast, that a good being number one. But if people don't really like it, they'll buy the product because it's just like, it'll do the job. I have to get this done. But begrudge spending the money on it. Whereas people don't. They love tagging us in. They love being part of the whole.
Yeah, the whole community.
The whole community of it, and that's why we have a good buzz around our stand, and that's why we're heavily involved now with the installer and. Lawton Tubes, Rob and the gang. We've got some really exciting stuff coming up now to the installer. I think we're actually going to get some help from you on that. If not,
probably. I got to speak to Rob anyway. We need a chat, mate.
So we've got some really, really exciting stuff in the pipeline, and Rob is awesome. He's a marketing genius.
He's well into it and he enjoys it. That's the thing.
Yeah, he loves it. He lives and breathes it.
And the same with your way you do it. From the top to the bottom, everyone gets treated the same.
Yeah.
Like in that factory, he knows everyone by name in the factory, and I think that shows in your business how well it comes across.
Yeah.
So I think that's a part of your success, both of you, really, in the way that you do it.
I think that we always took time as well, and we always really engaged and become friends, I suppose, quicker with the end user, the tradesperson. Whereas some companies would probably go to the very, very top of, large buying groups and so on first, but you're ignoring the people that are actually going to be using the product and that are going to be, and they're the people that are out there every day kind of promoting your brand and tagging you in. So you got to be thanking them as well and getting them involved.
How have you found then working in a family-run business? Because it's not that easy, is it?
It's very easy. No, do you know what? It's absolutely brilliant. I mean, look at like with everything, like with every relationship and partnership, you got to work at it.
It's the same, yeah.
And certainly when I come home, I mean, my parents, Jimmy and Monica, probably thought, will you just go back to Australia? Because I forgot as well, like you're going into a family-run business, but yes, they're my parents, but they're also the bosses of the company. And I'm like, you're doing that wrong. And actually
I suppose
it's
right. Hard to find that line, I suppose, isn't it?
I mean, it had its teeth and problems, but, 96% of the time, we get on really, really good. The only thing about it is obviously my poor suffering sister, when we have family get-togethers, because my brother-in-law is the director of operations, my mum's the CEO, my dad, and then obviously I'm director. So like we talk about CT1 a lot.
Yeah. That's the thing. It's like
naturally,
Christmas gathering, you want to try and switch off.
Well, we've had to make a rule saying please stop, but you can't just get it.
Yeah, something's going to get mentioned one way or another.
So no,
especially when all your crackers have got CT1 bits in it. And Jimmy's jokes are in them. Oh God.
No, it's been absolutely. I'm really, really privileged to be working with my parents. We have a fantastic relationship, as with my brother-in-law John. Poor John as well. He's more of a childminder with me. And I've been very, very lucky because we get on. But obviously, the company has massively grown. So therefore, your stress has become a bit bigger, I suppose, because you're number one and more people are out there to attack you and you have to think of different things and it's fast moving and fast paced.
I think Keiran asked that question because we as tradesmen always get given the advice, don't ever work with friends and family. Like, do you know what I mean? Or family, don't ever work with your dad or your, do you know what I mean? Or your brother and blah, blah, blah. And it happens a lot. And even when like I went to work with my cousin as a youngster and that went great. I remember him handing me a screwdriver that he'd had held in a solder pot for about 5 minutes. But it was like, have you seen the Home Alone where his hands, it was like that.
All right. But, well, thankfully Jimmy's not done that to me yet. I'm all good.
He's got one.
No, I mean, for me, I would definitely encourage and endorse anybody if they have, because their memories are always going to happen.
That's good that you've been able to do that, because a lot of families probably will clash too much. It's a nice thing that you've been able to grow that.
Yeah, well, I mean, I've had to learn. I've had to, we're both very strong personalities, whereas my mum is not probably as kind of the same personality as me and my dad. So, I've had to.
Is she like the peace between both of you?
Yeah. But we get on famously well. Like you've seen us work together. Like we're a great relationship. So very, very blessed to be in that unique position, I guess.
Yeah, that's brilliant. Nice.
So we wanted to talk about tool theft a little bit, didn't we?
Yes, tool theft. I actually had Schwab on the phone there. Gas expert. Yes.
Did you?
Yeah. Just literally there. Yeah. Obviously, it's happening on the 3rd of February.
Yeah. Are we going to that? What day is?
We are.
What day is that? What day is that? What is the 3rd of February on a day?
Is it a Friday? I don't know.
I was going to suggest something we can speak about after, but on how we get there, because it's going to be even worse this time. So I'm thinking we could get a train there.
Right, but the idea is to have vans go there.
I know, but surely
it's not train theft. But we're gonna... It's van theft, mate. You're not getting the idea here, are you?
We're going to go there to film.
Oh, right, okay.
So if we get in a traffic jam, we can't even get there.
Yeah, I'll make you right, Keiran.
I haven't thought how I'm getting there. I just thought maybe
She's coming in the van. She's getting a van, especially.
I'll get a van, especially. I was thinking that, we'll be there. Obviously, we're, a huge supporter of this initiative and have been from the start for a number of reasons. We've had a couple of people that we know some of our social media influencers and partners and friends have had theft, and we've tried to help where we can, obviously, and it's so it's soul destroying to see somebody's livelihood. And we know, especially a few things, like we've had a few things stolen on us, a bit of our identity, ideas, and also as well, CT1 is the most pilferaged product in Wix, would you believe? So so it's obviously affected their bottom line. And there's been stick-ups and everything about CT1. And like, people realise it's still a sealant in a tube. We know it's good, but it's the most stolen product because I think it's so easily then sold on Amazon or eBay. So in terms of theft, not only tool theft, but like any theft, stealing somebody's, obviously tools and livelihood and anything.
Yeah, it's not. I take my hat off to him because normally something like this is easy to sort of do one event, but he's
really.
I take my hat off to him that he's gone for it. Like he hasn't let off. So
he's
Prime Minister.
He's kept his foot on the gas, isn't he?
Like just
he's done
what
well
he's
to
created.
keep going.
Yeah,
he's done well.
What he's achieved is. After he's done with this, I'm going to offer him full-time jobs.
I'd love him to be Prime Minister.
Yeah, so yeah.
I would. I'd put some ideas through to him.
I was going to say something else. Did you see the Elon Musk stuff?
No.
Okay, no, I won't go into that, by the way.
All right, we won't go into that.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't do politics anyway.
No.
Yeah, don't bring him up.
Sticky road.
He don't do vans. He don't do politics. He does trains.
So is there a new product coming out?
Yes, so obviously our research and development department, we've shifted a lot of our funds now towards obviously continuing and building that research and development department because we do lead the way in research and development, bringing the latest technology. So we have to be always forthcoming with that. So obviously BW1 rocked the market, and the installer show just blew up with obviously saving time and money, and that's what our products do: save time and money for the end users. So we have the BW1, and then the BT1 is coming out. Obviously BT1's already in the marketplace, but we developed two new colours: clear and a light grey, because light grey apparently is very popular.
That was always the big question, wasn't it, for BT1, wasn't it? It was always, don't you do it in clear? Don't you do it in clear? Because and people have been asking that for ages, and now you've come through with a clear and a grey, which I was unaware of the grey.
A light grey. Apparently, like in new builds and stuff, the light grey is and we've had, but we listened to the marketplace as well. So we asked a lot of obviously installers and plumbers. And they're like, look, if you could get them to do the BT1 in clear or light grey, that'd be amazing. But that took 2 or 3 years to develop that because you have to have it the same, obviously, technical performance.
Yeah, people don't realise how long these things take to
you can't just whip it in a saucepan at the back. So we're really excited about that. That's going to come out in the end of January. And also,
that is gonna bang. That is.
Yeah. So
that is gonna bang. Clear BT1 is gonna bang.
You'll use loads of it, will you?
Oh, shit loads.
Great.
When did BT1 come out then?
BT1 came out about 3-4 years ago.
Okay. Yeah.
So the thing with BT1, it was more educating the difference between it can be used in unison with CT1. Because people are like, well, if CT1 can be used in the bathroom, why did you bring out BT1? But BT1 is predominantly just for the bathroom, and it's 100% antibacterial, antifungus. It will repel it at 99.999%. Whereas CT1 will repel fungus and bacteria up to a certain level, because you can't put all of the ingredients that then will be, you could use it outside, so you can use it in aquariums and so on. So we tweak the product a little and put more of the ingredients that need to make it that completely mold resistant. So now it's used a lot in NHS and schools and hospitals, and it will also repel MRSA and E. coli. So people were, BT1 is now really coming off the charts, but it took that time because it was getting that message out. So there's only so much you can do with a billboard and at trade shows, because you're talking about trying to educate the mass industry of plumbers on what the difference is. So that message took a bit of time. And now that message is out, it's great timing for the BT1 Clear and like rain.
So you must be good at sealant then, at doing it yourself.
Yeah.
Have you seen me?
I've never seen you do it.
You know, I can do it.
I think the bathroom needs doing.
Yeah, I definitely need to do it. We're joking. Yes, of course, because to anybody that comes into CT1 that is involved with the product, we put them through a training school. This is deflecting a bit here, but everybody goes through a training school. I had to go through a training school, a technical training school. It's also a sales training school, but you have to know everything about the product. So there's no point me sitting there, you know, building marketing campaigns and doing all that if I didn't know how to use it or what it does. So I can seal a leaky gutter, and I can do the whole demo. Not very well. Sometimes I got on my hair. But that actually leads me on to another part, is that we realise that as well, the product can be brilliant, but how you apply it, as you would know, being in the trade, can make a massive difference to the outcome. So again, we listen to the trade, and we are bringing out a really well engineered, collaborated caulking gun that's used for all applications. So there's a lot of caulking guns out there and they're not great. Yeah. So we've taken the time now to do one for CT1, and we've partnered up with a top manufacturer, and it's going to be made in Britain. It's going to be CT1 branded, and it's taken a long time to develop that because we've done a lot of research and asked questions from the trade. What do you want in a caulking gun? So we obviously want the best tools to help with the best product, so you have a best performing job. So it's a well engineered.
Will that be on the trade stand this year?
Well, I hope so. Yes.
Yeah.
And then you can see my skills, so then I have no excuse.
Yeah. Can't wait for that.
Neither can I.
She's demoing all day.
All day.
All day.
Not enjoying it at all. Just demoing the whole day.
Yeah.
I actually do enjoy demoing. When you see people's reactions, it's just brilliant.
Yeah.
It's just like. So I told you when I went out in the road myself and sold CT1 for and they're like, no, I can't do this. So you go through the script, and then when you show them the product, their faces, and it's just brilliant. You know, because the power's in the demonstration.
Yeah,
as with all of
you are good at it, aren't you?
Yeah, would you like a demo?
It's like that. Yeah, you're like the Matrix, isn't you? So you got your long leather jacket on there, innit?
That's right. That's more for show. Yes, so the power. All of our products are highly demonstratable. You have to show Miracle Seal the product at the demonstration. Have you seen the demo for that? Yeah.
I was going to try something with that on the video actually at some point.
Yes, do.
I was going to try something.
So we have that coming out, and then we're also looking at developing a chlorine-free a sealant that completely repels chlorine. So CT1 can be used in swimming pools and so on, but after time, chlorine's very aggressive. Yeah. So after time, it won't attack CT1 compared to conventional sealants. But we want to develop something when we're working on that.
A specialised one for that.
It's like specialised, so it could be used like in spas and so on. Yeah.
Would you ever go down the route of getting your own, what do you call sealant guys?
Well,
the people that put it in.
Would you ever like take on like a team of sealant guys to
apply it?
To apply it.
Oh, no, but then you're going down it's a whole different. I did think about that, but then you're talking about. That's
an extra. That's an extra responsibility in it. Do you know what I mean? Because then they're representing you, and sometimes you don't know what guys you're gonna get in. I'll do it. No worries. I can do it. I'm a sealant geezer. Do you know what I mean? So that'd be a different rabbit hole, wouldn't it? And it's something you probably don't want to get involved with.
But it's not. I mean, that would be nice down the line. I mean, going forward. I mean, why not? Everything's possible, but obviously all of our technical, area sales managers, they're fantastic, and a lot of them will go on site as well if there's a specific application, or is there maybe a project officer, an engineer on site or whatever that wants to see the product demoed well and how it's meant to be put in correctly. Our guys will go on site and do that, and they do that all the time. We'll actually demonstrate a product on site and show you the right technical way of putting in, or ask any questions. So
Could you do another bathroom for while you're here? You think there's one that needs doing up there as well? Yeah.
Well, we actually did 2 bathrooms. So maybe you shouldn't promote that. We'll be getting calls now to do bathrooms. But in Ireland, 2 of our Collie and Mark, they actually went on site and did 2 bathrooms. I think one was for student accommodation and did it in its entirety. Obviously with some tradespeople there to put on the tiles and everything. They're good, they're not that good. But they were able to show them how to put in the BT1 with the CT1 and the BW1 from end to finish. So now that's on a big housing association somewhere. And so we do that.
I think we should mention multi-solve here because that works in unison with BT1.
We used it earlier. We used it earlier, didn't we?
We did actually, yeah.
We drew the wrong line on the floor.
Oh, did
so he's
you?
like, let me get multi-solve to get it off.
So I've got some. I'll run out.
Oh, did you? Yeah.
I need some more, don't I?
Oh, well.
You got it in your bag?
Going through airport security, multi-solve it's huge at the and again that was just time getting I think the message out. But everybody would buy an IC if they're buying CT1 they'd buy it with multi-solve. And it's a fantastic product
because it helps prepare the area. Doesn't it? And it helps actually apply it as well, which is the. And I always, when I've done videos to show that, people go, "What are you spraying on?" Some people go, "Why is he spraying WD-40?" I said, "Not WD-40. It's not WD-40. No, that's multi-solve. You use it in conjunction with it.
It's a very clever product. So it's designed to remove old sealants and adhesives. But it's designed to help tool the joint with CT1 and to give it a really good finish.
What kind of wizards have you got working?
I tell you, Gandalf in the back.
It is, isn't it? It's got his cauldron. It's like that.
Yeah, what is the right process to put sealant on? Some people spray water. Like, what's the right?
Well, obviously you want to, I mean, it's all down to application, isn't it?
Yeah.
We don't have faulty products, but basically, obviously, if you're putting down CT1 or BT1, you want to make sure that any other previous sealants or adhesives or silicons have been completely removed because it will contaminate the area. So you're going to make sure that's cleaned, use multi-solve, then give it a wipe down. You don't want to put CT1 sitting on top of a film of multi-solve either. So give that just a wipe down with a cloth and then you can put the CT1 on, spray multi-solve lightly on top and then rub it with one of those tooling thingies. I'm obviously not saying
or lolly sticks.
Or
No, that's what they use. The proper sealing guys, they use little bits of wood, didn't they?
Yeah.
They don't use the ones that we buy and thingy in that. They use the bit like that.
The art part is getting behind the taps. That used to drive me nuts.
Getting
behind the taps.
There's like a kind of a rectangular squidgy thing. I don't know. Yeah. Obviously, it's not called
a rectangular squidgy thing.
New idea. Rectangular squidgy thing.
It's an applicator tool, isn't it?
Yeah, applicator tool. Yeah.
Do you sell them or?
No, we were approached to do something like that, and we had thought about that. We thought about doing it in a line of doing it either as like part of our promotional material or to sell it with the product, and then it would go in. But just other things were happening, and it's just it's just a whole nother SKU, as they would say. Then you have to like look at it. Whereas the caulking gun is very important because if you are not applying with the right tools either, and the sealant doesn't come out right, and then it's just going to be kind of all messy. So.
Would that work? Is that just working along with CT1, or does that work with the other product range?
The other product ranges, I'm led to believe, and
so power grab and bond.
Yes,
because that's quite tough. That is on some sealing guns.
Well, power grab and bond should be used with one of those big mechanically guns because especially in the winter, because it will harden up the power grab and bond, and if people have it out in their fans and it's cold, people then they've rang up our technical department. Oh, it's gone up. It's not. It's cold. So put it like near a radiator or something because it's going to harden up. And the power grab one it's a thicker consistency, obviously, to put it out. So you got to be really big and strong.
Like me.
Yes. Well, no problem to you.
Well, that sounds a silly question, but what's the? I don't know how to word it. What's the trade that uses CT1, whatever product it is, the most?
Well, predominantly, historically, I should say it would have been the plumbing industry. I would have thought, I know it was, but now, I mean, it's really general builders, because the plumbing industry as well, the installers, yes, CT1, but they're also using BT1 and are starting to use this, which I'm going to talk about.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Let's see.
Exclusive.
Do you know what, right? That caught me out, that did. That caught me out.
At the Moor Seal.
Yeah. I was like, who is this? Who is trying to copy my mates? Company here. What's going on?
Yeah, so this is the Moor Seal, which is available in Wix, for Wix. So what we did was we developed a product, and we didn't want to promote or highlight the fact that it was a CT1 manufactured, because then people go, oh, if CT1 are making it and it's £6. So we were very careful on how we went to market with it. So basically, there's always going to be a place in the market that there's always going to be people that will not pay $10.95 plus VAT for a sealant and adhesive, just out of pride and just out of I will not do it or whatever their reasons. That's fine. So there's always going to be that that market that we're not getting. So what we developed was Moor Seal. So we developed as predominantly a DIY sealant. And Wix are distributing that at the moment for us, and we're doing really well with it. So it's Moor Seal, middle of the road. So it's nowhere near a tribrid.
I like that.
I like it. It's nowhere near a tribrid. It will not perform the same as CT1. So if you want the best performing product on the job, you're going to use CT1. If you want a really good hybrid, we've tested this, and this is still better than the other hybrids that are out there, but it's still not CT1. So as this went on, we noticed, and we got some really good feedback from some of our obviously social guys on the team. Tyson, shout out to him, and Scott DIY and the rest. So they've started using this as well on the thing this is really technical, the thing under the sinks.
Oh yeah, the basin wastes.
Basin wastes. So if you want to adhese that or use a sealant, but want to take it apart at some stage, because CT1, if you're putting that in, you know it's not coming off. Yeah. But you want to eventually kind of remove it apart, you can do that.
You get a lot of plumbers here saying, you shouldn't use any sealant in the basin. You'll get a lot of them do it. And I say, what is wrong with you?
There's no right or wrong.
There's no right or wrong, but you'll get a lot of old school plumbers saying, you shouldn't use it, you should use plumbers mate.
What do you use? Yeah, plumbers
mate.
I use
plumbers mate.
Sealant. I use CT1. Fuck it. I don't care. It's not coming off. It ain't leaking. Do you know what I mean? It'll never leak.
Yeah.
If you want it to dry, if you want to test it straight away,
you can.
Okay.
CT1 works underwater. It works straight away. So as soon as you put it under, as soon as you put it on, you can test it. That's why I've always done it.
Did you ever use LSX?
No, I don't.
The guy that I used to work with used to use that on everything.
No.
What is that?
It's expensive as well.
It's like a silicon-based product, but it's sort of like can be used on. You can use it on plumbing fittings, or you could use it on plumbing fittings. We used to put. We did use it in the old days.
Going off subject anyway. Talking about something else now.
So talk about another I just catch up my emails.
We shouldn't have done that.
Now we started me. But you used to put like plastic. You might put plastic fittings on threaded seals. We used to use it on that as well with washers.
Yeah, it's not like a sealant like this. It's in like a little tube.
It's like a toothpaste tube.
Specific plumbing sort of. Yeah.
Right.
I once replaced it with my dad's toothpaste and couldn't open his mouth for a couple of days.
No, but that's this is what's been discovered, and also as well from a cosmetic finish. Tyson Fairways Plumbing and Heating. He's been using it for aesthetic look. The colour matched up, and he didn't want to use CT1 just to open a tube and kind of use it to finish off a job just for the cosmetic look of it. Yeah. And then he's been using that in conjunction with CT1.
So does that come in? What colours does that come
in? White, grey, black. I want to say clear. I should know that, but it's on. If you go into any Wix, it's in Wix.
Right. Yeah.
And actually, talking about Wix, another little plug for them. They'll love me after this. We are doing a host, and do go onto their website and our socials as well. We're doing, and this kind of relates to the tool theft, a series of community events with Wix. So Selecta DNA are going to be there.
Yeah.
We're inviting obviously Wix customers, CT1 users and so on, and we're going to be showing them Moor Seal for those applications, if they're interested in the DIY market, selected DNA to obviously showcase them. What we do is we give out CT1, buy the kits and give them out to the customers. So we take that cost on.
Yeah, definitely. It's good to have the DIY because a lot of people, like DIY people, they don't know the difference between different sealants that are out there.
Yeah.
So they'll probably just go to...
I love going to Wickes.
Yeah.
Because it's always got a decent burger wagon outside, isn't it? You know what I mean?
She's like, it's too tradey. Like B&Q is more DIY, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, then
Wickes
TradePoint is obviously another great partner with ours as well. The TradePoint's quite different though, isn't it? Because you go in and you have to have a trade card. Yeah. So that, and they're growing massively at the moment as well. So.
Yeah. I mean, I went in, last time I went in B&Q, I used my TradePoint card, which I didn't have. So I give my postcode.
Library card.
Give my postcode. And I think it came to, I think it was £91.35 or something like that. And I give them my TradePoint card and they said, it's £91.35. I was like, oh, right. So there's no, none of the products you got. Okay, fair enough.
But I do think though as well, isn't it? If you buy, I should know this because we're doing work with them. If you buy a certain amount, and it's like points added on. It's like a Tesco club card kind of like scenario. But so with Wickes nationwide, people should definitely get involved because we're working with Selected DNA on this, and Schwab's going to be at a lot of them as well on educating people because it's nationwide. I know that the tool theft campaign and rallying is all London based, but a lot of people around the country wouldn't have been able to be involved or really understand what Selected DNA is. So we're kind of doing a roadshow with Wickes and community partnerships.
It's good because we did a podcast. The last podcast we done, we went to Bow. We went there and we did a load of interviews. We spoke to Dave. What was his name again? I can't remember.
The
police officer.
Police. Yeah.
Spoke to him and he said that they're trying to get more. To do more of them.
Yes, that's right,
And so it's creating a sort of like that one there will create like a ripple effect, hopefully, around the country where it's sort of like
it's
more
really,
it's
educating people as well. And then obviously it's a deterrent now for tea.
Well, the thing is with that, when we're doing stuff on like social media, we want to educate the public as well. Not just the tradespeople and the trades community. We want the public to know what's going on. I think that's the main thing.
So they're aware and
so they're aware and they can see what's going on and maybe help support us with it as well. Because at the end of the day, if our tools are going, what the end user doesn't realise is that's going to have a knock-on effect for them. Because we're obviously going to have to make things with security to vans. We're going to have to pay out extra money on locks being and then that end user's price
has to go up.
It goes up. That's what happens. So we need to educate them as well, not just the people in the trades community. We need the general public to know what's going on so they'd be more vigilant about it as well. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
and understand what's going on. Yeah.
And I do think so because obviously, how are you going to make that money back? You're going to have to put it onto your your fee.
Yeah.
So, and then people can't, they'll have more empathy for sure. Obviously, the general public would, but I don't think they understand the height of it.
No, because they don't understand it because it doesn't affect them directly, does it? That's the thing.
Well, they might let people park on their drives more.
Well, yeah. Well, that was one of my things, wasn't it? That was one of my things where I said about if you've got a tradesman coming around, maybe let him park on the drive because
is that a thing that they don't let you?
It does happen. It does happen. I did a video on it once and it rocketed because all the tradesmen were going, yeah, that's correct. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, and then you got a lot of public going, well, it's my driveway. I pay for it. I want to put like it was just a case of like, if you've got a tradesman around, just think about him. If he's got to make a journey of like 200, 300 yards to his van, he can't see his van. Yeah, maybe just park your car on the road outside so he can then put on his drive. It's more secure. Not saying that he's not going to get robbed on the drive, but it's more secure and he ain't got as far to walk. So he ain't going to take as long on your job. So, that was one of the things. But
Yes, well, then that's really good point. I didn't realise that. So maybe this is something that, we can hone in the Wickes community events because there's going to be a lot of people in the local neighbourhood that they're inviting.
Yeah.
Because they really want a community kind of... an engagement events where it's the people that are living nearby plus the tradespeople. So this will actually there you go. So I did not know that.
Well, the thing is like, I mean, the amount of people as well who ain't got parking permits as well in London. Like you go to a job in London where you're going to work in somebody's flat. I've never understood it. And oh, we don't have a car. I mean, well, don't you ever have any visitors come round? Don't you have any work done on your flat ever? Why have you not got a visitor's permit? Like, what's going on here? Like, nobody ever comes round.
I don't know how Londoners do it. I mean, the traffic is just
horrendous.
It's horrendous. It's terrible. I honestly, because obviously I live in Northern Ireland, I get agitated if there's one car in front of me.
It's just the journey from here, right, should take me half hour to get home, right? One Monday there was a fire. I think it was a fire in the Dartford Tunnel. It took me 5 hours.
Oh my God!
To get home from here, it was horrendous. Do you remember it?
Yeah. It was, you left earlier.
I left early. I left at 2.
You're still in Dartford like a few hours later.
4 hours later, I'm still in Dartford. I'm like, moving it. And
maybe you're doing a tour of Dartford.
Have you been in? It's bad enough being in Dartford, right, for 2 hours, let alone 4 hours. Like, not that. No, I'm joking about that. I like Dartford, really. But being stuck in your van and just not moving is just like. So I went mad. I went mad.
Is that what happened to you?
I was doing the handstands in the van. I was talking from the back seats. Do you know what I mean?
Now we have an explanation.
Yeah. Send me off my rocker. So that's a good product to talk about, and another good thing to talk about, Wixes and this thing.
Yeah, and we're getting then Tool Station are going to be involved in that from the Bow thing as well, another great partner, and I'm sure Travis Perkins as well, because that's what we do really well as well, is obviously build up really good partnerships. So we want everybody to have a bit of slice of this new activity happening. It's really important. This has nothing to do with CT1 or PR and CT1. This is about the tradespeople, because if you're not, if this is affecting your livelihood, it's a knock-on effect with everything,
Yeah, definitely.
Have you ever lived this side? I think you said earlier, actually, because you took the mick out of
what?
The town.
Oh, that I lived here?
Yeah, have you lived?
Many moons ago. I lived in Enfield when I was young, which is only like 2
Was
years
you born
ago.
over here?
Yeah.
You're not Irish.
The plastic penny. Right, talk in a normal accent. Come in.
All right, that's right.
That's quite good, actually.
And then I moved back. Obviously my parents are Irish, and I lived in Enfield, and then it was Harlow, then Enfield, and then we moved back over to Ireland, and I think I was about 8 or 9. So you're living on the border of Northern Ireland, so you learn to lose the accent fairly quickly.
Yeah. I would have moved back if I lived in Harlow, to be fair.
Really, What's your fuss with Harlow? I don't know. I haven't been back in years.
I don't mind Harlow. It's not far from me. I'm up there quite regularly, actually.
Oh, yeah.
It's just, it's a new town.
Oh, right. I should take a trip down memory lane.
It's a new town. And if you go to Basildon as well, you'd think you was in Harlow at some point.
Okay, I don't know where Basildon is. You keep saying these places. I don't know where anywhere is.
Yeah.
Basildon and Dartford and Hertford.
You're in Dartford at the moment.
That's right.
We'll just get you straight in the Uber. Don't look
at the windows.
Tint them up. Yeah.
Go onto the runway and off I go.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. My foot's stuck on that. Down there, look.
The CT1 down there.
So what was it like growing up in Ireland then?
Ireland is brilliant growing up and living there as well. It's obviously a lot. England's brilliant. I mean, obviously fantastic, and obviously we're a British-made product and all the rest of it. But growing up and living there now, it's obviously a much slower pace.
Yeah.
It's a lot greener. There's no problem parking in people's driveways. It's a different kind of, obviously, London's a big city. So you're not going to have, I suppose, that. I'm sure in parts of London that's very community minded. I know that, but it's obviously, there's a lot less people in.
Yeah. There's a good culture in Ireland.
I've been to Ireland a few times. Yeah, been to Dublin about 2 or 3 times, and then I went to. Oh no, this is my old head now. I'm not remembering.
Yeah, I went. Dublin, Northern Ireland. My head's gone as well. I try to think of it.
Well, we'll have to get you over. We are talking about at some stage this year as well. We're going to do an influencers workshops. So we were considering doing them. Well, we don't know if we're going to do them in Ireland or
What? Come on, I want to go back to Ireland.
So maybe there'll be an opportunity to come over.
Woo!
Yay! And we just got our offices have all been redesigned and redeveloped and refurbed.
Better than our bathroom.
Oh, that's what is it? Clonmel.
Clonmel is in, oh God, Tipperary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Went there. Loved it.
Loved it.
Yeah.
It's a long way.
It is
to
a long
Tipperary.
way. It is a long way. So when we got there, I didn't even know the people because I was with an ex-girlfriend at the time. And they said, right, you're staying here. It was around like my girlfriend's brother's sister-in-law. They never met us before. It was like, oh yeah. I was like, all right. Bedroom's upstairs.
There you go, yeah.
Friendly people. It's like, oh, this is nice.
Yeah. It's very, I mean, I just think it's a bit of a different culture. So yeah, I love to go. I also, the bit that I can remember, you got to remember, it was a very long time ago from when I was 8.
Was it? How long ago? 20 years ago?
Let's work this out.
Yeah. So I can't really remember. It's quite a long time ago. Not too long.
Is there any good shows in Ireland, like construction shows? What?
Yes, we actually did a few shows recently because obviously CTEC Ireland's growing, and Kevin, our director for CTEC Ireland, has booked into a couple of shows in Dublin where Peter Booth comes to our stand in Dublin. He came over last year, so there's a big plumbing show I want to know, and there's a Buildex I want to say. And some other show in Belfast. They wouldn't be to the size of here.
Yeah.
I mean, the installer show is just, it's getting bigger and bigger every year, isn't it? Like more and more halls.
Yeah.
And I think that's, and then there's, so there is some shows, but I suppose you can't do them all and you kind of have to pick and choose which ones. They're huge investments.
It's too much to do it. Yeah, it's a lot of money.
The investment is absolutely huge. So what we found as well this year, and we're going to be doing obviously the elect show in March in Ali Pally and so on, that will probably be our next kind of big one this year. The tool fairs are great, and obviously then the installer. And then we do the painting and decorating show. We did the KBB last year, but I think that'll just be the tool fairs.
A lot of booze at the painting and decorating show.
Huh?
A lot of booze at the painting and decorating show. Booze. Painters and decorators, I love a drink, do they?
I don't know why you said that. I think there's a lot of booze at all of the shows. Yeah. We'll have to get 4 limos this time. The contingency is growing. And will you be doing your stand-up thing this year?
We never did it last year.
Oh,
we did this last year.
Oh yeah,
we did.
Oh, I knew you did something. Yeah.
I don't know what we're doing this year. What's going to be the plan?
They're changing the venue.
They're changing the venue, aren't they? Of the Plumber Social.
Only the Plumber Social.
Because it was always in the custard factory, right? So they're not going to have it there now. Oh, right.
It's moving.
Wow. And is Pointy still heading it up?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's called. Is it called Installer Social now?
We're probably saying too much now, aren't we? He's probably said don't say anything.
It's called Installer Social now, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think that's what it's called. So
okay.
That'll give you a clue.
Okay, so it's probably going to be in the NEC.
Nearer there, yeah.
Yeah. All right then. Figure that out. Yeah.
It'll be easier for people to get to. It'll be.
We can't get a limo from outside the NEC to the car park. We'll just spin around the car park.
Spin around a couple of times, have a few drinks, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Stick our heads out in the sunroof and then pull up, yeah.
Oh, there might not be any limos then this year. That would be too bad. No, we always go to Ashes every year. Ashes, I love Ashes.
The food.
Yeah. So we are. I don't know if Ashes love or hate to see us coming. I can't figure that out. But because there's always a big crowd of us.
I mean, I think they probably like most of us.
Yeah. Thank you. Especially me.
Do you know what I mean? Might be a couple of them might have thought, not too sure about that one. Could you leave them off next year?
Leave them off the guest list, yeah. So obviously we're really looking forward to that. We have that coming up. The Wix community things coming up. And then, yes, we're actually doing a number of BW1 workshops with Wix again, actually, to educate the installers. So we're going to get some of you guys down as well to kind of say, hi, we're here. We're having a few of these workshops happening to really demonstrate, obviously, the product to the end user.
BW1 is the wet wet room.
The wet room, yeah.
So that's the one I went on, the workshop I went on. And to be fair, that looks some proper good stuff. I mean, I don't do a lot of like wet rooms myself. So, but I've given it to a mate of mine to try out, and he's I think he done the steam room with it.
Yeah.
And he said it was good. It was good because I think the thing with it is the product itself is about I can't remember what it retails at now, about
140 something.
40 quid.
Yeah.
But what you got to remember of that is you don't need all the bloody like concrete boards, the moisture resistant board. You can put this stuff on like plasterboard. Paint it on, and that's it. It's tanked. The room is tanked. You don't need any of the extra stuff that you would ordinarily need, which is a massive saver. And time.
Time. And money is time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so,
for sure,
I was very impressed with that. When I see it, I was very impressed with it. So, and I have said to like various builders about it.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get me
commission.
Get me brownie points.
You already earned them. You got them.
I genuinely have. Not that I use it, but I said because I don't do the stuff myself, I'm more heating engineer stuff now.
Yeah.
I said you should try this stuff. So
No, I mean obviously there'll be a big focus on that again at the installers to obviously there's only so many people you can show the message to over the 3 days. So there's going to be a big focus on the BW1 and the BT1 new colouring, and obviously we'll have the new cork guns, and we'll have to think of a new challenge as well. We always like a challenge on the stand. A new challenge. That could be your
do you want me to come up with a challenge?
Yeah.
Can it be X-rated?
Maybe not.
I'll try and think of something. Are you
sure you're going to trust Pete to come up with a challenge?
We've had some of our and shout out to it was Ian Clark who were one of our sales managers who come up with the idea initially with the saw on the stone, which took off and rocketed. And then we had other people.
That's a great idea, isn't it? That is very, very good. The saw in the stone and like, King Arthur and China.
Yeah.
I know it's a strength test, but at the end of the day, the saw and the saw.
Well, the boat builders did it as well, so a shout out to them as well, because they did a whole big thing on that too. So then we had I think it was Alex Ariok. He come up with the hang in there challenge. And then we took that around. So we're going to think of, and then sometimes you have to chuckle because then you see other sealant manufacturers and then they're coming up with these challenges. I'm like, we did that 2 years ago. Don't say anything.
Get an ideas, man. They've got an ideas, man. Get yourself a new ideas, man. I won't say anything.
No, don't.
I'm watching you. I'm watching you.
He's hovering now, is that?
Are you all right there, Robbie? Are you? Are you? Yeah, he was doing a lot of that at the Christmas market, wasn't he? Do you remember?
What's that?
A lot of hovering. Do you remember him?
His phone went dead as well.
Hands in his pocket. Yeah.
Oh, well, we tell a funny story, Peter, when me and Peter first met. So this is a thing between Ireland and England that are very different. Words, okay? So the word rocket in England is not the same what it is in Ireland, right? So it's completely different.
Explain what a rocket is in Irish, and I'll do it in English.
So a rocket in Ireland means if somebody says they're a rocket, that means you're mad, you're up for the crack, like this one's just great crack, like a mad hatter in a good way. So a rocket here is very different. But Peter did not know that. And when I was speaking to Peter on the phone, because he is both the rocket versions, he didn't even know me. And he probably thought, hello. And I was like, Peter, you're a rocket. I was like, Peter, you're such a rocket. And he's like, this one is right.
The rocket. She's forward, isn't she? I think I'm in here.
And then it wasn't.
She keeps calling me a rocket. Really? Yeah. The boss's daughter. Yeah.
But it was the version I meant because
How did you find out that?
Because I was talking to him and he is very funny and the things he says is very funny. And I was telling the girls, and I goes, he is a header. He's such a rocket. But I wasn't being forward.
Yeah.
I was doing it on the version. So it wasn't until a couple of months later, then the pennies were dropping.
Oh, right. She's calling me a rocket because I was like, I don't know. Yeah, I'm nuts because I was doing something mad on. It wasn't actually like.
Did you go?
I wasn't handsome in the post. You know what I mean?
You ruined his mood.
So hang on a minute. Have I been getting this wrong? It's me going out. I'm going out this time. I'm going, I'm looking very dapper. I am a rocket. I might dye my beard brown.
But you know what? And then when I met him, then I knew the two versions were true. I mean, no, but that's a difference as well. Is that words can mean very different things.
Yeah.
Do you call right? Do you call? In England, we call we go and see the guys. You say the lads.
Yeah, the lads.
Even if you're talking about women as well. Yeah.
Well, down in Cork they do. They call everybody lad.
Yeah.
Well, lads.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. That's a different meaning. And there was a couple more I can't think of now, but can have very different meanings. Going, oh no, no, did not mean that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember we was in Ireland once, right, and my mate, right, and. We was quite loud.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, I wasn't. I was quite a nice lad at one point. And my mate was totally Larry in this cab, right? And the cab driver was very, very cool. It was very cool. And my mate got out of the car and started dancing. This is on the way to the airport, right? And he just drove off. He just drove off. We like... Your man wanted to get out, didn't he? And I was like, well, fucking leave him. The guys behind will pick him up. Do you know what I mean? But it was just, he was just taking it all. My mate got out and he just drove off.
He wasn't a rocket.
He wasn't a rocket. If he'd have been a rocket, he'd have stuck around for him.
Yeah. So you have to be careful about, you know, what words you're using.
Be careful what you say, Pete.
Yeah. No, I should.
Yeah.
So, and also as well, what we're going to be doing is that I actually spoke with them the other day. So if we've any roofers listening, we're going to be doing a campaign with SIG Roofing in February. And a chance to win a hamper, and all the money proceeds go to Band Builders.
Ooh.
Band Builders are friends.
Great, yeah.
So we're going to be doing great things with the Band Builders as well.
Nice.
Through SIG next year. So watch out for that.
All exciting stuff for 2025.
All exciting stuff for 2025. And, you know, Christmas was great and all of that. But you like to get back to work.
You do.
And
normality,
This time of year is always very, very depressing, in it. Do you know what I mean? It's not. It
it's
is.
not.
It
That's
is.
if your mindset
Kieran,
thinks
shut
that
up,
way.
Kieran. It
I
is.
like Christmas.
A lot of
fairy
people.
lights.
You
Christmas,
don't have to go
yeah.
back on site, do you, anymore? Why did you stop working on site, Kieran? Why did you stop?
Because I loved it so much.
No, you didn't, did you? Yeah, but it's
It's just because
this
it's
time of
cold.
year, it is one of them. You're coming back from, and everyone's in that sort of. Not everyone, like, obviously, but a lot of people are a little bit. Oh God!
But you can
playing
prevent
catch up
it.
from Christmas.
You can prevent it. You can just get your mindset right
There.
and just look forward to more positive things in 2025 rather than think, oh, it's start of the year, it's cold. Just think
People
this
can't
is
help that.
Yeah.
They've all not got a nice warm office to come to every day.
It's not
Kieran.
just about
true,
being warm.
Yeah.
In the cold. Well, you was talking about it earlier about working in the cold. You go, they just don't know what it's like. Wouldn't you? Huh? You wouldn't be smiling now if you was outside on site with your hands getting freezing
more you
cold and
worry
your
about it, the
ears,
worse it's gonna make.
with icicles on. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, fair play to the trade that go out and do on the tools, because I don't like the cold. And I've been in, when I was out selling back years ago, I remember going onto a few sites and it was cold. And I did that 2 or 3 times. I thought, oh, I don't like this. And that is hard
You
stuff.
bang your finger with an hammer in that.
When there's no windows in the building, it's window.
And you know, and that's, you know, a thing about, I'm going to be talking to another podcast, hopefully it's not going to be at the end of the month, but it's the Talking Tradesman.
Who is it? Oh, Russ, he's our mate.
And
Russ.
about, you know, obviously the whole area and obviously the stuff Band Builders do with mental health in the construction industry. I mean, No wonder sometimes, especially with tools being stolen, in the cold, people not paying bills, freezing that. I mean, that would affect your mental health.
Yeah,
massively.
definitely.
You know, like, and it's just a pity. And then obviously, you know, there's banter on the construction sites and there's good crack. But I suppose if you're like a sole trader and you know, you're not part of a team, that could massively affect you in the dark days. I mean, there's only so much you can take that. Yeah, I could imagine.
Horrible.
Yeah,
nice.
Absolutely.
I'll come and work with you.
Can you? You keep promising it. You ain't done it yet, have you? You know what I mean?
So, I mean, how do you combat that? I suppose it is all about mindset.
It is, but it's not as easy said than done.
It's not easier said than done. And
easier said than done, sorry,
I would do I would try, but I do the whole like meditation stuff and all of that. But I mean, are you going to put on a podcast?
Hang on a minute, Mrs. Dawson. No, your boiler have to wait a minute. You got a mat? Can I sit on a mat? Bit cold here. Carpet.
No, but maybe if you did it in the morning before you go to work.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
How long does it take?
It depends.
As long as however you want.
I was on site till 8 o'clock. I can't get up that early. Do you know what I mean?
You was going to start going gym.
Well,
I know. I'm going. I'm going to go to the gym, but
that's really good. I mean, I go. Well, I haven't been back since I got back, but I'm going tomorrow morning.
I'm going to go tomorrow morning.
And getting up. I would go to the gym when I'm at home. And getting up at 5:30 in the morning is freezing cold. It ain't. But you see, when you go into the gym. And the crack you have in the gym, because now you've got to know all the girls.
There's
in the
some
gym.
rockets in there.
There's some rockets. Well, my version. Definitely not yours.
Oh, right, okay.
And the banter you have at 6 o'clock in the morning, the tunes are blaring, everybody's up. Like, and that actually sets you up for the day, because then you're like, you're bulletproof going out, because then nothing can affect you, because you're in that elevated kind of mindset. You're like, ooh, this is great. So really, that's why a lot of people...
You've gone to a different gym to what I used to go to.
It's all about the mornings. Like, Robbie woke up late and turned up late, but his car didn't start.
Yeah, he comes up with some excuses. He thinks we haven't heard them all.
Yeah, we're the trade. We know the excuses.
We come up with the excuses.
We did.
Yeah.
How did you start your car in the end, Robbie? You just kept trying, and it just miraculously started. Yeah, there was something wrong with it, and I just kept trying it. The battery didn't go flat or anything. I just tried, and it went.
There you go.
You know what I do, right? This is what I do.
Maybe put some miracle seal in it.
No. What you do here, right? What you do, right, is if you're ever late for a job, right, you get your hands on the tyres. Yeah, get them on the tyres. And you come in and you go, I had a flat tyre, I had to change the wheel. And that's what you do.
That is brilliant.
Yeah,
that is actually really good.
That's what you do. All right, clean the wheel up a bit so it looks different from the
Which that's an awful lot of work. Would it not just been easier just getting up?
I mean, I'm just trying to like rub your hands over it quickly. You know what I mean?
Go. That's for tomorrow.
Yeah,
that's a tomorrow's
use that
lessons.
one tomorrow, Robbie. All right. He's not impressed.
No,
I can't see his face now behind this light. I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing.
Because you normally look at him all the time.
I know. Is that why he's moved? Did he feel threatened? Did he feel like he was being stalked by me?
Oh, and then I had all my notes here.
Oh yes. Let's go to the notes.
Let's go to the notes. And also as well, I wanted to plug Bigby, because we are Bigby.
Bigby. Sounds like a massive dog. Oh no, that was Digby, wasn't it? Oh yeah, the Dulux dog. Yeah, Bigby. Explain what Bigby is, Nick.
Oh my God, Big B.
Big B.
Big B.
Big B. Sounds like a rapper. Sounds like a rapper as well, doesn't it? You in the house today is Big
dog.
B. Yeah, a rapper Big Dog. A rapper Big Dog Big B.
Oh my God. Big B, which is the British Institute of Kitchen, Bedroom, Bathroom Installers.
God, that's a mouthful, isn't it? I want to call it Big
And it is, they are a government-run body, and are they? Yeah, they're regulated, but they basically set the industry standards for installers,
right,
and set kind of procedures, best practices. I think they have about 3,000 members. That obviously pay to be part of this institute, and CT1 was invited to be on the board of Bigby. and be part of that institute, because they see us as really the voice of the future of the building industry, and we have the best technology for the installers, and also the healthiest products on the market, because our products don't have any isocyanates or carcinogenics and all the nasty stuff. But Big do amazing work, and they really help and guide installers and so on, and hold various workshops throughout the country, which we're also involved in. And they have their awards in February, and CT1 is nominating Installer of the Year. So hopefully I'll read that name out right.
Oh.
Yeah. Last year I read out, instead of the name of the person, I read out the company. Oh dear, yeah. Because these bright lights, when they're bright,
I know, they get right in the way, don't they? I mean, they can do anything, nothing to do with the wine.
I know. And it's very nerve-wracking as well.
It is nerve-wracking.
It is
I mean, I
nerve-wracking.
don't like getting up in front of big crowds or anything like that. It's very nerve-wracking.
Oh, no, yeah. But it is. But honestly, and then the joke of the thing was as well, is becoming an industry, like, I don't know, joke, but we're turning it into a joke. It is a joke. CTI. So people saying CTI.
What's his name said it, didn't he? What was his name?
On the Jules Awards.
On the tools. What was his name?
I forgot
He
his
was
name.
so funny.
Henning,
and he said,
German guy.
He wasn't joking.
He actually was a slip, was it?
Like he said, and the here to give out the award is sales marketing and the CTI, and everybody. I said, and that happened at Band of Builders the year before that. The guy was like, and here at CTI. And sometimes we get people ringing up and said, so tell me, how does this CTI work?
I might have to make a joke about it.
I think so, yeah. I know, yeah. So we like to have a bit of fun. I mean, you just got to laugh about it. So now it's all about CTI. I don't want to start confusing people. They'll start looking for CTI now, but it's still CT1.
They'd be asking people at Wix's, wouldn't they? Be on the counter, where's CTI?
What have I started?
No, it's great. It's I don't know. Did you want to talk about anything else? Was there anything else you wanted to include?
No, I think that's kind of it. Thank you very much. I think that I've spoken a lot.
It's been great having you on.
We've had a lovely chat, haven't we?
Thank you. It's lovely being here.
Yeah, I know. Thanks for coming.
First one of the season this
First
year.
one of the season. That's got to be the best one then.
We wanted you on the new set. And it's so great that you used the right colour to come on to project yourself off the screen and show you for being the rocket you are.
Thank you for having me, guys.
Thanks,
and all the best with your show.
Appreciate it. Cheers, Nick.
Thanks.